Hey, what's up everybody? I'm back here to do motivational videos again, and I wanted to start today by talking about taking action. You know, a lot of us, as human beings, what we want is for things to come easy because we really only think about the good times. So for example, when we see someone that has a really effective business, or they've got really nice things, or a nice car, or a nice house, or whatever it is, we look at that and we go, man, I want that. But I think as human beings, what we fail to realize is that in most cases, people had to work really hard to get things and get to the places that they're at. You know, we automatically assume that people are just given things, and that's not the case. In a lot of cases, people work extremely hard, and what we fail to see is the amount of effort that was required in order for them to get to where they are at that point. And I think that that's something that we miss as society and as human beings. You know, I see a lot of people that they want something given to them, especially when it comes to anything about music, in the music industry. You know, I think the misconception about people who become popular, or people who start making money in the music industry and doing well, is that, you know, one day they sat down and all of a sudden a record label came up to them and they said, you know what, we love who you are and we want to sign you. We want to give you a whole bunch of money. And that's a huge misconception, because right now, especially in the economy we're in, and seeing as how the business model has changed in the music industry, from going and selling albums and having a lot of funds and a lot of money to dedicate to marketing and to dedicate to picking up a new artist, whether they sell or whether they don't sell, is just not realistic anymore. You know, big labels do not have time, and they do not have money that they're willing to risk on musicians who are not out there and building their own fan base, or who are not out there and trying to work hard themselves to get to where they want to be. You know, it's a lot easier for a mediocre musician who's out there pushing themselves and building their fan base and out there actually performing to get someone to invest in them than it is for somebody who's doing absolutely nothing. They could have all the talent in the world, but if you're not doing anything with your talent, you know, and you don't have anything to bring to the table besides your talent, you're waiting on everybody else to do it for you, then you're really just wasting your time. Honestly, no one's going to want to invest in you. No one really cares. It would be like, you know, I have, you know, $100,000 in front of me, and I see one person who, you know what, they really don't have the voice. They really, you know, they're not as musically inclined, but they're out there doing something. They're pushing themselves, and I see how hard they work, as opposed to looking at the other side of the coin where someone has a lot of talent and they don't do anything. They're lazy. You know, I'm not going to give $100,000 of my money to someone who is lazy and doesn't want to actually go out there and do any of the work themselves. That just seems like a risky investment. So when I talk about being a person of action, whatever dream it is that you have to go out there and make that happen. And again, most of the time, especially in the economy that we're in and in the society that we live in, you know, it's not going to come easy. You know, it's going to be hard. You're going to have a lot of failures. You're going to have a lot of people who don't believe in you. You're going to have people who laugh when you fall, and that's just the way that it is. But the thing that, or the main difference between those who succeed and those who don't succeed are those who are taking action, who are dedicated, and who aren't going to stop no matter what happens, no matter how many times that they fall. And when they do fall, they have to learn from that. They have to go back and analyze, okay, this is why I failed, these are the things that I did wrong, and this is how I'm going to do it better the next time. And you constantly have to be learning and evolving and becoming a better person in order for people to want to buy you. You know, you're selling yourself. It would be like if you're trying to find a great job, okay, and you're trying to go out there and you know, make a lot of money and support yourself and your family, but you don't know how to read or write. And every time you fill out an application, you got words misspelled all over the place, you know, and people look at that and they're like, okay, well, this person really doesn't care about themselves. If you're not willing to invest in yourself and you're not willing to improve on yourself and be a person of action who's going to go out there and, you know what, maybe it sucks. Maybe you don't want to learn. Maybe you don't want to go back and have to relearn all the fundamentals and the elements that, you know, are just good for basic communication skills. But if you don't do that, then you're not going to improve, and people aren't going to want to invest in you. People aren't going to want to hire you. So really, you have to go out there and you have to put in effort and become a better person, no matter what it takes. Whether it's hard, whether it's difficult, whether it's time consuming, whether you have to spend extra hours doing it, whether you cannot get 8 hours of sleep a night or 5 hours of sleep a night because you have to put in that extra time. You know, as we get older, it only gets harder. So we got to take the time that we have right now and put all of our effort into it so that we can relax, or it can be a little bit easier as we get older. If we're not out there right now putting in all of our time and putting in our effort and really working towards something or improving on ourselves, then every year it's just going to continue to get harder and harder. So be a person of action. Go out there and improve your life and make it better. And don't let anyone around you tell you that you can't and that it's impossible and that you don't have what it takes. And don't listen to that and take that to heart, because everything is mental. If we believe in what other people say, and we believe that we're not good enough or we're not going to be able to accomplish our dreams or whatever, then we're already setting ourselves up for failure. We already stop taking the steps that are required in being a person of action, and we're letting people's words affect who we are, and that's going to ruin your ability to become something and to achieve the things that you want to achieve. So you need to block out everybody, be a person of action, and work really hard to make your dreams come true. So this is my motivational video for the day. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll be back with more of them.